Greetings, Elder Blacklight.
It's a dry spell, young guns crowding up the jails, making home in a cell. Living in D is almost like living in hell, but the D ain't the only city. Fighting hard times everywhere you look, you see corruption and crime. Women are not protected, elders are not respected, babies seem to be neglected. Poor people are rejected, always inspected, justice is suspected, truth is not reflected. Some say to have a good life, you got to choose right, and I say to win the fight, you got to see the light. When you're walking in the dark, don't be afraid, know how to behave. There are all types of soldiers in all types of wars. Many of them don't even know what they're really fighting for. Are they fighting for the wealthy so they can gain more? For imaginary orders, I fight for myself, I take my own orders. I got to roll out the motor, need them harder for help. Attention. I'm just a I'm just a soldier, soldier, for the front line.
Greetings. It's Blacklight. Name this joint is going to be entitled Soul-O-SoulJah by Blacklight. Blacklight versus young Pharaoh, Seti, everybody and everybody else. I'm qualified, bona fide, no pride. I don't hide. I'm not ego tripping. I don't take an ass whipping. I'm old school, but nobody's fool. When it comes to fighting the Caucasian persuasion, I give them an education.
Pressure.
If you want to be a sucker, I want you to be sucker free. So you better listen to me. It ain't as much as black consciousness, but all about God consciousness. I'm glad I woke up in time, in my righteous mind, in the land of Nod, the kingdom of God. I rise, I shine. It's the God's nation time, with a flavor that can save you, the knowledge not available in college. I don't like Negroes singing soprano. I'm down for my crown. Like a bass and baritone. My money is long and my game is strong. Fighting the Armageddon war. Even if I'm alone, I'm a soldier for Elijah. Freedom, justice, and equality. If you want to be free. Sucker free, sugar free, devil free. Sharpen your mind and hear me. Born in 1946, 72 years. in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. These teachings was given to him by Allah coming in the person of Master Pharaoh Muhammad. I'm going to take the gloves off and hit hard and take you to God school. A hard head makes a soft ass. Everybody got to know this is every day if you're hard-headed. I laugh and I joke. I don't drink. I don't smoke. And I don't play. My experience living in Detroit for 72 years makes me the master teacher. I just want to reach you. I've been all over Detroit. East side, west side, north end, south side, all around town. My work experience, I started hustling at about 8 years old. I was living on Field Street and Jefferson Avenue, across from Belle Isle, on the Detroit's riverfront. In the early days, in the 1950s, I started hustling it was in me to do that. I wasn't doing nothing illegal, though. I was just, how I would hustle back then was, they had comic books back in those days that you could order hair products. You could, they had a salesman program in them comic books back then. They had different types of stuff you could sell. And I sold Royal Crown. It was a hair product black people used, and stocking caps. They had stocking caps back then. Better than the ones they got now, though. And guys would get waves, They would brush their hair down and slick it down, water, and a whole lot of grease. And keep brushing and waves come in your hair. Well, I sold that. I ordered off the comic book. And other products I sold off the comic books. Also, in those days, now this was in the 50s. When I was about 8 years old, living on Field Street. We would sell the cleaners with buy-back hangers, when you go to the cleaners to get your clothes pressed or whatever, and they give you hangers, and they would buy them back from you, by the tons. And so I'd take hangers to the cleaners, and then we always had the pop bottles you could take back. And then across the street was a park, I forgot the name of that park, from Belle Isle. And you could take the ferry. They had a ferry boat, about 10 cents. You could take over to Belle Isle. And on that park, on the riverfront, they had a submarine. They had a naval base right next. Those who live in Detroit, y'all know what I'm talking about. But the naval base is gone. It's an army base, a marine base now, but it's gone. They had a submarine sitting right out in the front of that. And we used to go down to the river edge and drag for fishermen's poles and anchors and hooks. Also, we used to water our lawns on a hot day so the worms would come up. We get a can full of worms and take them down and sell them to the fishermen, and made a little money every day. we would play, but we would also hustle. And around the age of 10, I moved on the west side over there off Finkel and Wildermere. And that was in the days of Jackie Wilson and Levi, the Four Tops. He lived about a couple of streets down. Now, the east side, we didn't have encounters with Caucasian. And when we moved on the west side, which was supposed to be a middle class side of town, we had Caucasian. We had fights with Caucasians. I think we was the only one or two black families on my block. And so we had experiences always against the Caucasian. Most of you right now don't have. And y'all say y'all black conscious. But you remember this, Temple number 1 started here in Detroit on Hastings Street. Master Pharaoh was in the Black Bottom teaching in the 30s. Before Elijah even got with him. I was born into the nation of Islam, and I got proof that I was born into the nation of Islam back in 46. And that's where I got my teachings from. So not only am I black conscious, I'm God conscious. We out of here. We're going to come back with a part 2. I got something to say about young Pharaoh, Shanetta. Y'all think they down? To me, they ain't nothing but a clown.
In a cell, it's almost living in hell. The D ain't the only city, fighting hard times. Everywhere you look, you see corruption and crime. Women are not protected, elders are not respected. Babies seem to be neglected, poor people are rejected. Always inspected, justice is suspected, truth is not reflected. Some say to have a good life, you got to choose right. And I say to win the fight, you got to see the light. When you're walking in the dark, don't be afraid, know how to behave. There are all types of soldiers and all types of wars. Many of them don't even know what they're really fighting for. Are they fighting for the wealthy so they can gain more? For imaginary borders, I fight for myself. I take orders. I got to roll out the motor, need them harder for help. Attention. I'm just a